Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. So we're gonna take a look at Charli D'Amelio. That was one of the requests. But before we get started, please have respect in the comment section, especially when you are commenting to other viewers, because I will mute people or just outright block you if you're saying rude things or you're trying to flame people to cause arguments in the comment section. I've already limited the comments on a couple videos, and because there's multiple people, and you know, the person who wants to keep coming back with multiple accounts commenting, I'm a psychic, I know exactly who you are, I'm letting you hang around right now, but you're about to be blocked too, so stop playing around. That's your warning, because this is a place that, yes, sometimes like we do have to discuss negative situations, but it's not to promote negativity. It is actually, what can you learn from each situation, or you know, what is the truth in this, or is there some lesson to be learned? This is not a place to, you know, I'm not letting my comments become that kind of place over here, especially when a lot of the people who are being flamed and triggered to start arguments with them are day one supporters who literally have been with me like before I even came to YouTube. So anyways, mom spanked you, you're in timeout, and now we can move on to the reading. So Spirit, please join us and answer any questions that we have in regards to Charli D'Amelio from TikTok. Like, what is her career looking like? What is the future going to be for her? Thank you, Spirit, for joining us. We ask only with the intent and understanding, clarity, not with any bad intentions. Thank you so much, Spirit, for joining us today. Bless Charli as well as all who participate in this reading. Thank you, Spirit. And just to let you guys know, I don't think Charli D'Amelio is going to call Perez Hilton back and help him go get his channel back. So, 1, 2. Yeah, the most I've ever seen of Charli was like that dinner thing that they had with James Charles. And the video that I watched explaining it, they said her sister was sitting at the dinner table picking her nose and then like got up and threw outside, and I had to turn the video off because I was just like like, I know it was the sister. I don't know what the sister's name is. Is it Dixie or something, or something that starts with a D? I'm trying to remember. I don't even know which one of them is the older or the younger one, but yeah. Oh, and the other thing that I do know is that supposedly her and Addison Rae were in some sort of competition to see who got like the most followers first, or maybe their fan bases were putting them up to that. I don't know, because I remember somebody said that one of them cried about it or something. Like I said, guys, I just know little bits and pieces that I've heard or read online. I don't really keep up with the TikTok stuff, especially because these are kids that are like young enough to be my children. So I was like, I don't know, like, you guys are definitely expanding my world and making me learn about a bunch of people that I never knew existed. So, that she's going to have a lot of transitions coming up in her career. I keep getting that, and this is something that I've been picking up the energy of anyways for quite a while, is that TikTok is not going to be a thing that like lasts like forever. You know, it's not going to go out as quickly as people think it might, but it's definitely not going to have the longevity of, say, like Twitter or Instagram does. Because it's almost more like the case of like how MySpace, you know, was sort of that like thing that everybody was like, wow, this is amazing. And then came out new versions of MySpace called Facebook and Instagram. And we were like, oh, we can do other stuff over there. Like, and we all just flocked over there instead. And then MySpace just kind of got left in the dust and then disappeared on its own. I feel like something very similar to that is going to happen with TikTok as other apps are developed and pop up that either, you know, don't have the bad reputations behind it, or they're more fair to creators, or you can just hop on there and start immediately making money instead of where, you know, TikTok only just started to announce those kind of programs and availabilities for people. So she is going to at some point have to shift, you know, where she is doing things at, and then the content that she provides as well. Okay, because what this is talking about is, I know we had this little like kind of like mini scandal, whatever, because she was bitching about that she wanted to get like more followers or something, and then that whole dinner disaster and everything. There's something else that's coming, you guys, that is going to be like difficult for her to go through, because there's people attacking her and fighting her, and her having to defend herself. And because of that, I do feel like it causes her to sort of lay low for a little bit, because it's like at first she tries to just push through with this Chariot card, right? But I still feel like whatever this is, it's not well received. So it hasn't happened yet. This is coming. And then it's like, I have to take a break. And when I come back, I'm going to have to like pivot like how I do my content. So it's like, if I was only just doing whatever was like the trending thing, like I'm going to have to come up with something that's trending on my own to recapture that. She's not making as much money as you think that she would either, guys. She needs a better like team around her. Like if she's letting her parents manage her, that's not the thing that she should be doing. Because with this Three of Cups, it's like there's too many people involved in her management and her business decisions, but they don't know exactly like what they're doing. So, because with the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, it's talking about like people advising you and people telling you stuff to do, but they don't have the experience and the knowledge, or they're not telling you the right things to do. And it's like, oh yeah, go do that collaboration with Morphe and get paid $2,000. When it's like, if you got a real manager, they would be like, no, you're going to get $2 million from them if they want to make a bunch of money off of you. So her potential, like a money-making potential, will only change and get better, or her financial situation will only get better when she puts a different team around her, like in the business sense, okay? See, there's this, and the reason why I keep talking, sorry guys, I forgot to show you the bottom of the deck energy as to where, you know, I was getting that from. It's this Tower card taking down the 10 of Wands that you worked for and having to create something new to rebuild from that. So I do feel like if our government or something doesn't like take TikTok out, a rival will. So, you know, she needs to not depend on that as her main source of income any longer, because if she can take, you know, the popularity, the fans, the followers, everything with her into different ventures, then she finds success. But I also feel like whatever she goes to, so like if she switches over, like Dub Smash becomes the next thing like they're talking about, and she switches over there, at some point I feel like her, like, I keep feeling like it's very Emma Chamberlain-esque, where she was the it girl and everybody was like, oh my God, Emma Chamberlain, Emma Chamberlain, Emma Chamberlain. And then now it's like, okay, like, does anybody really talk about her? Because there's always that person that comes out and has their moment and gets all this attention and craziness and stuff. And it's because, you know, they have that both same kind of like every girl thing to them. But then somebody else comes along, or we move along, or we get interested in something else, and then that doesn't really last for them. So if they're not constantly innovating to keep up, it very well could be that flash in a pan moment where it's like, I really hope that you prepared, created a business, created something so that you can keep some income going for you because your views are down or people aren't as engaged anymore. So that is something that she will have to be looking out for. Because if she doesn't, like I said, it's the public favor is already starting to kind of die out on her, but it really could, and it could leave her in a bad situation. So definitely, Charli, you know, get you a new management system around you, a new management team, create new opportunities for yourself. Don't let yourself stay stagnant, because with this Justice card and this Knight of Swords, you would end up, you know, not exactly being really thrilled with the outcome there. All right. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. And this doesn't mean like, oh my God, next month, like nobody's gonna like Charli D'Amelio anymore. You know, this is talking about the future of her career. So this is something over time. But I think that a lot of people these days, especially if you remember like what happened to all the Vine stars, you know, that all of a sudden they wake up one day and they just don't have their source of income anymore, and they all had to then come to YouTube to recapture the audience and rebuild a new audience, and basically like completely rebuild from there. I think that, you know, most people at least are savvy enough to have learned from that to know like, okay, yes, I'm a TikToker, but I gotta have my YouTube channel. Oh, is Snapchat gonna be cool again? Let me get over there. Like, what's the next thing? What's the thing I need to be on? Because they don't want to find themselves, you know, being the Gabby Hannas, Jake Pauls, Logan Pauls that were the big Viners that all of a sudden had to completely restart again. I mean, these cards are all just basically repeating the same thing, you guys, about her needing to really just make sure that she's being very diverse in where she is working with better people, being careful, you know, about who she's associating with. But I mean, that's basically it. I don't really get like a whole lot else for her. You guys, and I'll be honest too, like I said, it's really like these cards are all just basically like the same cards that I was pulling on the first one. I don't get any cards of her being like this big superstar or staying super duper successful for a really long period of time. Let me see. Not that she's gonna just like crash and burn again, like I said, guys. I just don't feel like you know, like for example, Lil Nas X or Ariana Grande, you know, they both started off one place and ended up in a completely different place, like, and we still know about them years later from where they started. Like Lil Nas X, we'll still know about him in a few years, you know, when he started off as like a Nicki Minaj fan page. Ariana Grande like got herself, you know, signed because of her viral YouTube videos and her doing and Twitter and stuff and doing covers, because I mean, yeah, she was signed to the Disney Channel, but she didn't have the record thing, and then she went completely in that direction. I just don't really see like that type of longevity for Charli, unless she ends up just kind of being like a Trisha Paytas, where you still check in with them to see what they're up to, but you're like, oh, I remember you. But I could be wrong. I'm asking the cards. Is Charli going to have success and longevity in her career and entertainment. I'll say entertainment because I don't know, like, is she a singer? Does she do anything else? I have no idea. So see, it's just like it's so back and forth going forwards for her. I don't get any pentacles here or coin cards or anything. I get, you know, this is basically like the representation of her career overall, is that it's this Knight of Cups and Wheel of Fortune. So it's like you have the public favor, you don't have the public favor. You have the public favor, you don't have the public favor. You know, things are just starting to break open for you. You're doing a great job. Everything slowed down. Oh, everybody's paying attention to this girl instead. Now you're starting to get the attention back on you. Oh, now you're in a fight with somebody. This person called you out. I'm making better choices. Okay, everybody's starting to listen to me again and take me seriously again. Oh, we're in another hangman situation. It's just really, you guys, her career is like, it's like, girl. But she's young. That happens, you know, and everybody can't be the person who hit something really big early on and then just like kept that going forever. You know, sometimes there is that flash in the pan moment, or sometimes it just means that maybe she's supposed to go on and be the world's greatest therapist. Maybe she's going to go be like Lauren Conrad and open up a bunch of businesses and things like that. And that is what I feel more of in her energy in the future, is being more like Lauren Conrad, that we were introduced to her on the hills. Do we ever see her anymore? No. But she's always got new products coming out. She's made a very successful business for herself. And she's happy doing that because she doesn't have to be in the camera and have the constant judgment on her. And I feel like as Charli gets older, like she will transition more into a place like that for herself, because I don't see her wanting to like really be on camera forever either. So I hope that helps you guys. I love you all so very much. If you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, all the information will be in the description box below. Again, please be kind to one another in the comments. Please, you know, let's not have any negativity. Let's be kind. I don't know anything about this girl to like her or not like her. I could only tell you guys what the cards were telling me. I was grossed out by her sister picking her nose at the table and throwing up, but that had nothing to do with a Charli. You know, I was just like, ew, like, do you not have any home training? But anyways, guys, I love you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Everything will be linked below. And I hope you're all having an amazing night. Bye.